Welcome back to day 7 of the Advent calendar. I have a really interesting one for you today, and I think you're going to really like it. So, without any further ado, let's step inside the number 7 door. So, have you ever been in this situation where you've been leaving your copper blocks outside in order to oxidize, but the thing is, you want a particular stage of copper, and it can be quite difficult to wax them at just the right time? Well, boy, have I got the contraption for you. This is the copper waxer. So you can see it's an extremely tiny system, and what it guarantees is that the copper will wax when it reaches a certain stage of oxidation. So all you need to do is craft up your copper blocks and place it here, and say I want the exposed copper to the second stage. So whenever this waxes like that, it will send a pulse through the system which will wax this copper, which means I'm then able to remove it safely without the need to constantly be checking on all of my blocks. So you can then remove it, the system resets and allows you to do the whole thing all over again. This is extremely customizable too, so if you wanted the third stage or the fourth stage, if you know, it doesn't matter, this system has you covered. It's an extremely smart setup. I love the way it works. I'm extremely proud of how small I managed to get it. So enough blowing my own trumpet, let's get into how to build it, shall we? So the first thing you want to do is come off the ground, or really wherever you want, and place an observer facing upwards like that. You want that to point into a dropper facing upwards, and a hopper going to the side of that dropper, and a double chest on top, like so. Then you can place a block to the back of this observer with a redstone comparator. Then you can place a block in front of that redstone comparator with a redstone torch on it, and then you can just place a block down and to the right of that torch with dust on top, and then get a piston and place it like that. It should extend if you've done the system correctly. So then what you can do is place a block to the back of this hopper like that, and a comparator facing towards this dust. Now you just want to get out dispensers, or a dispenser in a matter of fact, and place it here, okay? And you want to place a torch on the side of that piston and dust on top of that dispenser. Now I'm just going to place a block here so I'm able to place my copper blocks in, because placing blocks on the faces of other blocks that are currently undergoing a block update, like an observer for example, can be quite difficult to do, can be quite buggy. So it's good to just have a different block that you can place off. The most important thing is that you fill this dispenser up with honeycomb, which you can get from a honey farm. I will put a link in the description to a decent honey farm down below. Right, now you want to decide which state of copper you want. Okay, so I want the third state of copper, so the weathered one. So the one before the one that's entirely blue. So what I want to do is go into this dropper here, and I want to place 3 dirt blocks. Okay, so third state means 3 random items in this dropper, and then in this double chest here you want to place 2 extra random items. And what that means is that it primes your system, means that it's only going to fire after X number of pulses, in this case 5 in total. It's getting really nerdy all of a sudden, I'm very sorry. So as you can see, if I just demonstrate now, then if I place in the copper block, nothing happens. When it oxidizes once, nothing happens, and then it oxidizes again, and then you can see it waxes, and I'm able to remove that and repeat the whole process over and over again. This is such a cool system, I love it so much, it makes me so happy every time it works. It's a really nerdy little thing, but it's actually quite useful. And I hope this was useful to you as well, for waxing your copper blocks and getting a particular state that would otherwise be quite difficult. Anyway, that's all I got time for day 7. I will see you tomorrow. Bye bye.